Son Yashwant, knowledge is divine. One should study to become wise, but not to do a clerical job. One should know wise ways to live, and one can get it only through gurus. There is a lot to learn in this world, my boy, and you should start paying attention, alright? Papa, I am not interested in studying, and please do not force me to study. Please leave me alone.
Balvinder ponders upon how to change his son as Yashwant is arrogant and not ready to study. Meanwhile, his wife Amarbeer comes there. She sees him worried and tries to convince him. Please do not bother yourself. He's our only son and we have pampered him a lot. He's still too young. It will all be good with the passing time.
That's true. We pampered him as he was a small boy. But now, he's not. If he continues to be a lazy bone, I'm afraid of his future. And he does not understand my intentions. I'm clueless about his future.
There is only one way out to get rid of this problem. He must be away from us and his friends. That is the only solution I see for now, for him to realize the importance of life.
Oh God, to send away our only child. Can you stay without him?
We should take this tough decision for his good future. Till now we were pampering him, but now when we ask him to change, he sees us as his enemies. So sending him away is the only solution. Our love should help him to grow, and that happens only when he studies well and away from us. This is what I think. Do you agree with this?
I like the idea. But where can we get a teacher who can be patient with him to teach him properly?
Of course. We have Acharya Vishnu Sharma, the most efficient teacher in a nearby village. Even my brother's son Satbir was mischievous like our son. But now he has changed a lot in his behavior and attitude. Hence we will send our son also in his ashram.
Fine. You talk to your son and crack the deal. I will talk to Vishnu Sharma ji and take Yashwant to ashram tomorrow itself.
Sure, I will talk to my brother and find out details. You start the preparations.
Okay, I will.
After having a word with her husband about the admission and travel, Amarbeer thinks of way to mend her son for the journey. Meanwhile, Yashwant reaches home. Seeing her mother in a state of deep thought, he asks her,
Ma, did you have your lunch? Or are you waiting for me to turn up?
How could I have my meal without you, my dear son? We both will have it together. I overheard you and your father talking about something this morning. What was that about?
Ma, you always pesters me to study and does not listen to whatever I say.
No, dear. Do not say this. You need to do something productive in life.
What should I do, Ma?
Nothing much, son. We have one of the best scholars in the world in our nearby village by named Acharya Vishnu Sharma. Your father wants you to go there to pursue your education. And I told him that you would never deny my desire because I am sure you are ready to go. Am I right?
How come I'll go, Ma? You know I'm not interested in studies at all.
Don't worry, my son. You need not have to study there. But just go with your father and observe the environment. And you come back if you don't like it.
Sure, Ma. I will go because it is your desire and to stay away from father. He scolds me and pesters me to study all the time. I'm going only because you are saying, and if I don't like it, I will come back very soon.
Yashwant decides to go to Vishnu Sharma's ashram only to escape from his father. Accordingly, Balvinder sends a message to Guruji Vishnu Sharma about their arrival. Acharya used to live there with a small family, a wife named Lakshmi and a small son named Aditya.
Lakshmi, our Zamindar Mr. Balvinder is bringing his son, Master Yashwant, to our ashram. He will stay with us until I make him a competent person.
All glory to God. All your disciples have achieved big in life. They have earned a good name for themselves in society, all because of your education. And now I suggest that you please start with the same process with our son Aditya too. I think it's the right age.
Oh, sure, why not? I would love to have my son as my disciple. I will start the training from tomorrow.
Next day, Balvinder arrives at Vishnu Sharma's ashram with Yashwant. He met Acharya and told him,
Namaskar Guruji, here is my son Yashwant and I am leaving him with you in your ashram. Now it is your responsibility to shape him into a wise and competent person. Sure Balvinder ji, in no time your son will excel in all the areas of competency. Yashwant, you should concentrate on your studies. If you do what I tell you to do, you will become wise and soon you will return home as a wise boy. Sure Guruji. And Yashwant, meet my son Aditya. He is younger to you in age, but I am starting the training along with you. So you both should enjoy learning Now go inside the ashram.
After Yashwant goes inside the ashram, Balvinder starts talking to Acharya Vishnu Sharma and requested,
Acharya, my son is your responsibility from today. I request you to teach some common sense and culture to him. Good God! Why do you say that, Balvinderji? Your son seems well-mannered. Acharya, he is not the person as he seems. He is lazy, stubborn and does not pay attention to what I say, and he thinks me as his biggest enemy. Hence we thought of joining our son in your ashram and training. I'm worried about his future. I'm clueless. How will you change and deal with him? I hope he behaves himself with you here. Don't you worry. Yashwant is immature. He will gradually learn everything, and I am confident he will be responsible and competent in no time. He'll be wiser when you see him next. I have full faith in you, Guruji. I will see you soon.
Balvinder takes leave from Acharya and starts proceeding towards home. And from the very next day morning, training started for Yashwant.
So, Yashwant, I am starting your training from today, and you will have to be prompt in your approach and should do everything by yourself. That is the way of my ashram. You will have to abide by rules. Understand?
Yashwant bursts in anger after listening to Guruji's words. In a deeply saddened tone, he told Guruji,
Guruji, you are also like father, always dictating me what to do and when to do. I came here to stay away from such instructions. I don't want to do anything. Is that so? But you cannot shout at me like this way. This is not your house, and you will have to face the music if you do not follow my instructions. Understand, boy?
Acharya said in a stern voice. Yashwant follows half-heartedly whatever the Guru instructs, as he does not want to go back to his father. That's why there was no other way out. Then one fine day,
Yashwant, I asked you to by heart a shlok yesterday and reproduce the same today. Did you do that? Guruji, I have not learnt it yet, okay? Don't you understand what I say? I reiterated that you would have to face a punishment if you do not follow what I say and read aloud the shlok for 100 times today, and that is your punishment.
and this became an everyday routine. However, Yashwant started to follow whatever Acharya said. Over the period, he developed hatred towards this Guru, thinking that his Guru is consciously forcing him to do all nonsense and his Guru does not love him at all. This routine follows for a couple of more days. Then one fine day,
Yashwant, we are going for a marriage to a nearby village. Take care of yourself and Aditya. Ask him to by heart all the shloks. If you do not remind him about the shloks, he will play all throughout the day, play outside and waste his time. I don't want that happening. Alright? Will you do that? I will take care, Guruji.
giving Aditya's responsibility to Yashwant, Vishnu Sharma leaves along with his wife to nearby village for a marriage. And Yashwant deems it as a respect to take up the responsibility of his Guru's son. He said,
Listen, Aditya. Guruji has assigned me your responsibility, so you should obey whatever I say until he comes back. Do you understand that? Tell me.
Yes, my dear brother, but I want to play now. So please leave me and let me play a little.
No, my dear little brother, I cannot allow you to play until you by heart all the shloks for the day.
Yashwant tries his level best to mend Aditya and let him learn the shloka by showing his authority. But even after 4 days, Aditya could not get the shloka by heart, as his entire concentration was on playing. Evidently, Yashwant was very upset about this.
What is this, Aditya? How come you are unable to learn a small shlok despite being the son to a scholar? If you do not read the shlok now, then I will have to punish you. So please read it, Aditya. Brother, nothing is going into my head. Please leave me. Let me play.
This way, Aditya does not pay attention to Yashwant's words and does not concentrate on his studies and plays all the time. However, Yashwant wants to try his luck for one final time. So he calls up Aditya and tells him,
Aditya, if you do not recite this shlok today, I will punish you. Understand? You do whatever you want. I cannot study and I will not recite the shlok.
hearing upon